Good morning and welcome to this third installment of the Document Output Tips and Tricks webinars. Today's session is going to be about working with email variants. So I'm going to talk about and show a little bit about how you can set up variants and different filterings so that we can have different versions of the same type of message. My name is Daniel Stello. I'm the solution specialist for Document Output, and I'll be the one that you could contact in case you have any questions or you need some inspiration or ideas of how to set things up if you find yourself in a situation where you get stuck. But let's start out with how to consider the filters for building up variations. We have three different filters that we can apply. So one filter is for field values, and these are the field values that we can find on the or in the first table of the report. The second one is the language code. This is the language code also on the document, so the first table. And lastly, the dimension. So these are the three that we can use as filters to determine which variant is to be sent. For each filter, there are some differences. Two of them are very alike, but the first one, the field values, it is important to note that this can only be combined with the language code filter. So we cannot do a combination of a field value filter and a dimension code filter. The selection for which type of filtering we want to use is done in the general section of the template. So there we have to select whether we want to use field values or dimensions. And for language code, it's a bit different. The language code filter is already pre-selected in the template lines. So that's always there. And it has the ability to combine with any of the two other filters. The dimension code is also reserved to only work with the language code, and it is also selected in the general section of the template. And the dimension code, of course, opens up for a little more freedom, as you can set these up as you like. And this is also the filter that I will be using in the examples that I'll be showing today. So for working with the variants, there are a couple of things that I think are important to keep in mind. One is that the template lines are the place or are the lines where we manage each variant, so each version of the message. In today's case, the examples I will do will be on an invoice. But the important thing is to keep the top line, so the first one, as the default line. So a line that does not have any filters applied at all. Well, at least any variant filters. So we can use filters in some of the attachment fields. That's no problem. But we will keep that as clean as possible as a fallback. And that will have to be kept on top of the stack. Because it might otherwise fail fetching when the filters on the other variants do not find a match. Each line specifies a specific variant, so each template line represents a specific variant, and each line is also where you set up the differences, so the variations themselves. If you want to use different reports for each lines, which is an option, it is important to know that these reports must be of the same type and use or run in the same first table. On the template lines, we have different kinds of options for varying the message. First and foremost, of course, the email template. So the text body and the subject, but also the attachments, the static attachments that we want to include with our emails. We can also vary the reports, as I just mentioned. We can have variations between the different versions on background, so background graphics or any sort of PDF really that we can use as a background. So we will combine the report PDF with the background PDF and flatten them into one. We can do the same for the attachment management, so how we want to attach open documents in the case of statements or reminders. We can also vary the file naming conventions, so the report files that we attach, we can name them in different ways. We can also choose how the combine function is to be used in each line. And further down, we can also apply specific sender email addresses and sender names for the different variants, or set different request page or different open document settings, and of course, different passwords for the reports. All right, so I'm just going to open up my Business Central here. I've prepared a little bit in advance. So first, let's take a look at some of the invoices. I have 5 invoices here for different customers and different language codes. And if I just open up this one, it's just a German one, but it's the same for the other files, or most of them. And that is that they have files attached to them. So these are the files that are attached to the header of the document. And I might not want to include all of these files when I send out emails. I might want to include some of them, and I might want to differentiate which files to include according to the variant that I want to send. So if I base the variant on, let's say, customer group, which is my intent today, I can select that some customer groups will receive different files or combinations of files. I'll just quickly show you the attachments on the line. So on the lines, we have different files as well. We have 2 different, let's say, product variant warranties, and one is in German. And I could have different ones for all the languages that I want to support. ESG statements for each product line. And so forth. The list is, of course, inexhaustive. So this is the sort of scenario where we would need to build up filtering for each of the variants, so that the combination of attachments that we send with our invoices are different from a customer group to customer group. I also need to have a German version, and when it comes to language codes, there are different ways of going about it. One is, of course, to go head on and just add an additional line here and choose the German language code. Let me just get this one. And from here, it's just a question of filling in all the settings on the line. So it's important to include the file name here, otherwise it won't print a report to attach to the email. And of course, also to fill in some content for the email itself, the subject line and the text body. But this would need to be done manually, or you can copy the line above and then translate the content in there. But since we already have German templates ready to download through Continia Online, I will do just that. And what that does is, hang on, let me just get this right. What that does is that we will download the German template, which is available here. And instead of adding to the list of templates that we were just seeing before, it just included one single template at the moment. But instead of adding one there, which would create a conflict because they would run on the same report, it will check whether we have an existing template with the same report. And in case we do, which is what is the case here, let me just find the German one. That's this one. So we will change that back to create. So now it will create the German template for the sales invoice. But since we already have a template in our library with the sales invoice report linked, it will then add this template and the template content into our standard or a default invoice template as an additional line. So now it's already pre-filled many of the fields that are necessary. So we already have the German name for the file. We already have the necessary settings, except the remaining ones. And these are the ones that we then need to set manually afterwards. Let me just go ahead here and show you where to set the variant filters that we want to use for the, let's say, the customer group. So we're not going to use the field values for filtering. We're going to use the dimension customer group here, and that will change the field name down here by the template lines to customer group code. And if I enter a new line, I can just select which customer group I want to build a variant for. That is one way of doing it, and this is also this also means that I need to type in everything manually. The other way would be to hang on, just remove that one. Would be to copy an existing line that has as much of the content or as much of the settings that I would like to reuse for the let's say in this case the large customer group. And by marking my default, which is the one I would use, and I can select copy line, and I'll accept that. So here I get an option to choose a variant filter that I want to apply to the line. And since I want to use customer group, I will select that one here. And it has now copied the content and all the settings from the line from the default line in here. So not just the file name and the HTML content, but also it has set the background pages as the same way as my default has been set, and it will set the filters for my file attachments as well. And these I might want to change because I might, in this case, want to apply different filters for my large accounts. And for that, I'll just go in here and fetch my string of filters for that one. Got the large one here. So for large customers, I just want to ensure that I include any file that has the ESG string in it, any file that starts with the prod string, or any file that starts with the merge string. And the reason why I want to include the merge string is because I use a merge PDF in the default, and the merge PDF are pages, additional pages that are attached to the report document. And for large accounts, I would like the report PDF to be as clean as possible. So I don't want to have anything added to that one. I can just quickly show you what the merge PDF is. I can just show the merge PDF here. Just pop out and open it. So the merge PDF are just my terms and conditions. And as you see, the graphics so the watermark and the green coloring and framing are identical to the background PDFs. So these backgrounds are the graphics that I want to apply to all the printed reports. So I have a first page graphics here, and I have the standard or the in-between backgrounds here. And these are not automatically applied to whichever page you add through the merge PDF. So that would need to be flattened or added to the merge PDF pages manually before uploading. But since I've removed this from the large account, I need to add the last page PDF background. So, oh, hang on, I did not remove it. I will do that now. So I do that here and delete the PDF. I see the indicator here, which backgrounds or merge files are added or not. And I will then add the last page for this large account variant. Let me just fetch one here. Set it, find the correct one in my list, and drop it. So now I have the last page PDF added to the large account. All right, so next up would be to change the HTML content. I'm not going to do an awful lot here. I'll just change the default tag that I've added here to large, just so that would make it easier for us to identify it when we show it later. And I would like to remove these HTML tables. These are tables that I normally have on the default invoice email. And what they do is they present the invoice lines and the invoice header information in a neat little table in the email body itself. But for large accounts, I would like to omit these and just delete the merge tables in the body. The signature is fine. I will keep it as it is, and the same with the advertise signature, which is in this case an image, a logo. And I'll remember to save. That's also good to keep in mind. Whenever you change HTML content, it is important to save manually. This will not save automatically like we know from field values and stuff in Business Central. All right, so now I would say the large account variant is pretty much done. Let's just double check. Yeah, we have the filters. So the final one is the German version. So I will open up the German version here, or mark that with the mouse. And here, because we downloaded the template from Continia Online, it does not have any settings for backgrounds. So these would need to be added in this instance. And I'll just go and add the backgrounds, and I have them right at hand now. So I'll just drop the background PDF, first page background is right here, and the last page background I will also add that one because for the German invoices or invoice messages, I would also like to add the terms and conditions in a separate file. Hang on, where did we, the last page there. So now I've added the background graphics to the German invoices. And in order to add the merge file or the same content as the merge PDFs, I will have to do that through the filter and fetch it as the attachment on the document itself. So the filter would look very similar, with the one large exception, and that is that for the German invoices, I do not want to include the ESG reports for the products, but I would like to include anything that starts with German, so any files that has the string German in the start to indicate that it's a German version. So it will now add the files that are German. It will add a voucher that was added or attached to the header, and the merge PDF, which are the terms and conditions. So these will be added in separately. For the German HTML, I would also need to change a few things. So first of all, if you use the HTML tables and you want to have them included in your different languages, you would need to set up identical tables, so tables that are fetching the same fields in BC, but make sure that you override all the captions, because as it is set up now, it will fetch the captions that with the in the language that the Business Central is running. And I will spare us the agony of doing that today, because that would be a whole half an hour on its own probably. So I'll just delete them and exclude this nice feature from the German invoices. But I do, however, need to add or swap the signature, because this signature is the standard signature. So I have set up a German one, and I will add that by entering the percentage and just type German. I'll get anything German. And there we go. So now we have added the German signature, removed the tables, and saved the template line. So now we have set up 3 different variants. One is going to be our default. So anything that falls outside these 2 filters will receive the settings for this line up here. So now all we have left to do is to start the email job, which is quite simple. Just go to the email jobs, edit it here, and select the enable. Can't see with the field, but it's just enabled here. And now the job is running. Now, since we are in a demo environment, the job queue entries can sometimes be a bit tricky. So I'll just go in and restart them. It seems to be running. So what the email job does now, it will run through the tables that are linked to the template sales invoice, which is the one that we build our variants in. And it will apply the variants according to the filters that we set. So we see that the invoices have been moved, and the queue has also emptied, which means we should be able to find them in our log, and lo and behold, it's here. And as an example, we can just go through the invoices here, and in the German version, we can here see the result of our settings on the template line, so the variant, which included the German warranty version of the warranty files. It did include the voucher, as I also wanted it, and it added the terms and condition as a separate file. And let's see if we have the large account variety here. And we do. And this one then includes the standard warranty file and the ESG report as well, and also the terms and conditions set separately. So they both get a clean invoice, whereas the default line would produce an invoice where the terms and conditions have been added to the report as additional pages. Finally, let's have a look also at the emails themselves. So here we see some examples of the emails that we just sent. And this is how it's presented then in the email client. And we see that for the default, we get the files, of course, that we just looked at, but also the merge tables and the standard greetings and the standard signatures. Whereas for the large account version, we have a little less content. We don't have the tables. And for the German ones, that's the one here, we get the German content and the German signature with the German files. So this was an example of how to set up variants of an email template and ensure that we get different messages sent out in accordance to who the recipient is. Otherwise, I would like to bid you a fine day and hope to see you soon again. Take care.